Morning, guys. Afternoon, actually, even. Um, wow. I thought it was about time I made a return. I think it's been a couple of weeks. Yeah. And the insanity of coronavirus, the scamdemic, continues. Wow. Who'd have thought that it was only 3 weeks to flatten the curve, you know? That was in March 2020, I think. It's now nearly 2022. So I hope you all had a good Christmas, as much as possible, with the Nazis enforcing the regulations and all that. And I hope you all have a cracking new year. Obviously, you'll notice I'm not still in Cambridgeshire. Well, I'm certainly not in the same house anyway, but I'm not in Cambridgeshire anymore. Um, so that'll be fun. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, so the Omicron is the weakest variant ever. It's a cold, basically. The only really nasty one, as I said before, was that MERS, which is basically pneumonia. And yes, sadly, if you get that, then start counting the days on the calendar, because that's about all she's going to write, basically. It does happen. About 5 or 6 years ago, a mate of mine who I knew in the army, same age as me, died from pneumonia, which is what MERS is. 2 days. 2 days it took. And the only blessing is he probably didn't know what was happening, because as far as I can understand it, he was in hospital and he was all drugged up. And he was as fit as a butcher's dog, you know. Didn't smoke. Don't think he drank a lot. I'm fairly sure he used to run marathons, actually, if I recall correctly. So yeah, once the bug gets you guys, I mean, really, it's what really bugs me about this whole coronavirus thing, because life is a bit of a lottery, and some people die young and some people die old. You know, some people smoke 20 a day and they die at 85 or 90. And some people are really fit, and, you know, it just... I knew of a girl who was about 20 years old who died of cancer, brain cancer. And she'd already beaten cancer once when she was about 15, which wasn't brain cancer, it was different cancer, but she'd already beaten that. And, you know, she thought she was on her way. It was fantastic. She was on the national news and everything. And then when she was 20, that was again, I mean, it took a matter of months, I think, and they just couldn't cure it. And, you know, that is what annoys me, because what do we get in the press every single day? You're going to die of coronavirus, you're going to die of coronavirus. Well, I think you've got to take your chances in this life, really. And I was stood in a local shop this morning, actually, behind this bloke, waiting to get my beer. Obviously. And he turns around to me and goes, "You're supposed to be 2 meters back." I was like, oh. I just thought, you know, what's the point of saying anything, really? I just kind of laughed to myself. Sadly, you've been brainwashed, mate. Wow. And now, yes, cases are rising of Omicron, and it depends. We'll get more restrictions, because it's like thousands of people are in hospital, apparently, and all this. Now, you know, they're saying that it's 80% of people are dying or something, or unvaccinated. Well, you know now, unless you've had the latest jab on the market, so we're up to the booster now, the third jab, unless you've had that, you're actually classed as unvaccinated now. So unless you're playing by their rules and following everything they say, they'll basically tell falsehoods about your death, if you die. But it is strange how every story I see is related to coronavirus, or with coronavirus. Not because of, not from. So they're just lying about everything. And wow, here we are heading into, let's say, 2022. And I just don't know what they're doing. Boris says he's monitoring the situation. Boris, now, as I said on Twitter, you couldn't monitor a hamster. Um, yeah, I mean, now Boris has said getting vaccinated is in the teachings of Jesus. Now, there's only one person who would know if Jesus had taught that, because obviously that was quite a while ago when he was alive, and that is God. And again, I've said on Twitter, they seem to have this God complex just now. That they're, untouchable, they're immune, they're whatever, and we're going to all do what they say. Well, no. I mean, I'll put it out there again. I don't think any of the MPs have been vaccinated. As we know, the very famous footage of Matt Hancock walking down 10 Downing Street with his mask on, then walking in a door, and just before the door closed, you could see him ripping his mask off. So they don't wear masks unless they think they're on camera. I've put it out there several times on Twitter. Like I say, I'm still waiting to see any proof that any of them have been vaccinated. These injections on TV are no good because they've got the hand covering the needle. So you can't actually see what's going on. Now, you don't give injections like that. So it's all a load of crap. Anyway, with those thoughts, I shall leave you. And I don't know when my first video in the new year will be, to be honest. Just that we're all doomed.